Baseball fans, the season's in full swing. The action is heating up across the league, and now's the time to get in on it, all right? Now check out DraftKings Pick 6, the exciting new way to play daily fantasy sports. All new customers who play just $5 will score $50 in bonus picks, all right? Perfect for riding the highs of every homer, heater, and walk-off win. All you gotta do is download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and sign up with code TBC to claim your offer. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. Getting started is simple. Just download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and sign up with code TBC. Pick at least 2 players and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat. Like, will a player score more than 2.5 runs or throw less than 6.5 strikeouts? Lock them in and compete against others for a shot at huge cash prizes, all right? So all you got to do, download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and sign up with code TBC. The crown is yours.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. LoRosa is here as well, and we got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
The icon.
The legend.
Taraji P. Henson. Welcome back.
Thank you. I can't tell that I'm a legend because I'm not on this wall.
No.
Can you get the wall?
We got something special for you. It just wasn't done yet. I'm telling you.
Special. I need to be on the wall.
Yep. It's going to be bigger than the wall. And it's going to be something that's in the studio because, you know, we love you. Angie love you. Watch. You'll see. Watch. Just watch.
Watch.
It's going to be worth it.
Sis, you know, I've been told them, put you up there.
You know what I'm saying? Then what he say to me as soon as I walk in here? The legend. Bullshit. You sound like a Hollywood exec right now.
Hello, legend. But no, we're looking for somebody else.
Right.
Nobody said that to you no more, though.
What?
That they looking for somebody else.
It's just the whole Hollywood of it all. We love her. We love her. Well, where is my check,
Yeah.
bitch?
One thing I noticed about you and OGs like Mary J. Blige, y'all over it. Y'all over it.
I can
Y'all
be.
over it.
You know, the thing is, the older you get, I just can't do the BS. Like, just be real with me. That's all. I'm a grown ass girl, a woman. I can take it. Just be real. Don't be blowing smoke. Like you call
Well, how
me
are you
a legend.
feeling? We didn't even ask how
You
you
are a
feeling.
legend.
How are you feeling? How are you feeling? We didn't ask.
I'm
Usually we
feeling
ask.
great.
You feeling great?
I am feeling amazing, to be quite honest, because I'm not dealing with nobody's unhealed son or daughter.
There you
Yes,
go.
I
That's
can't
right.
do
That's
it.
right. That's
love
right.
that.
I can't. You're not on your healing journey. I can't help you, baby, because I can't take on your trauma while I'm trying to get over mine.
Yeah.
And you not trying to heal yours. I can't help you.
Yeah.
I'm not qualified.
So now you loving on yourself.
Oh my God, the peace that I found. Like, you know, even somebody asking me to come out, the first question I ask is it gonna disturb my peace?
That's right. That's right.
Because you know, when you're young, you can have FOMO a little bit. It's like, I gotta go, and then you
Yeah.
find yourself going, why did I just stay home? You know, no more of those moments, because I'd rather be home with my fat Frenchies.
You know what I always wanted to ask you? Has being an advocate for mental health ever made you feel more exposed than being just a public figure in Hollywood?
More exposed?
Yeah, because you tell more of yourself being a mental health advocate, because you probably, if you was just Taraji in Hollywood who wasn't that, you wouldn't have to probably give up so much.
That's true. But I kind of always been that. So I wear my heart on my sleeve. So I don't know if I feel any different. I'm still looking at this wall, but go ahead.
I got something better. We got something better.
But
I'm telling you.
I want to
we
ask,
are
when
here.
did you get to the point where you don't have to come out for the BS, right? It's weird. We just had this conversation the other day where it was like, I got to a place a couple of years ago where I just say no. Before it was like I felt like I had to do it. I had to show up. I had to go. And sometimes things F up your peace. But now it's to the point where if I feel like the energy's going to be off or I just don't, nah, fuck it, I ain't
I'm
going.
not going. No is my favorite word. I
right.
love saying that word, no. And that's it. I don't owe you explanation. Like when I was with our forever First Lady, Michelle Obama, doing her show, she was like, no is a complete sentence, and it absolutely is.
And when'd you get there? When did it click?
Which Bali trip was it?
The first one. The first one, when I went alone. The first one. Because that refocused me, recentered me. I was, I felt outside of myself before I went to Bali. That was a well-needed trip because I was literally losing myself. I didn't even know who I was. The joy. I'm the one that brings the life to the party, you know? And I was like uptight all the time and not happy and complaining a lot. That's just not me. Yeah. Even my team noticed. They were like, is everything okay? You seem a little, you know, and that's just not in my DNA. So I had to unplug and just go away and be with myself in the middle of a rice field.
What made you want to share that with the world? Because I started seeing it.
Because I feel like people need to hear that. I think sometimes when they see public figures, they think we have it all together because we've found some money or whatever. You know, people think that money heals, and money will bring you more problems than you had when you were broke. I often find myself saying, damn, I miss when I was broke and dreaming. Because everything seemed possible. You know, but then when you make it and you get behind the Wizard of Oz curtain and it's like, oh, this shit ain't what it seems.
You're here for Straw.
Yes.
Girl, very moving film.
Thank you. You saw it.
Yes. Listen, what did you channel? Because you are healing, you in your healing journey. But to put yourself in a role like that, you had to go back. You had to go back. That was a trying day. So the movie was like, it took place one day. To deal with all that in a day and to have to embody that much trauma. Because I don't want to give away the ending.
Right.
You know,
the
but
ending is going to fuck you up.
What did you pull from? Did you have to go put yourself back where you were when you were going through everything?
Shooting some bullshit Hollywood executives.
No. I am a single mother. You know, I moved to Hollywood with my son, who was a toddler at the time, with $700 in my pocket and just a pocket full of dreams in Jesus. And so humans, we all can have a moment where we can snap. You know, I think what made me different from Janiyah is that I've always had a support system. So I have a sister circle where they'll talk me off the ledge. You know what I mean? But have I ever got to the point where I wanted to snap? Yes, that's why I went to Bali. You know what I mean? So, but she didn't have the resources. She didn't have the support. Right. So all she had was the voices in her head. And she literally reached her point where she just couldn't take it anymore, and things just got out of control. And God bless her heart, she was just trying to do the best she could with what she had. You know, and in particular, I am drawn to characters who are voiceless and need a voice because I am such a big personality. I like to breathe light into those characters because I feel like those characters are real. You know, Tyler Perry didn't just pull this out of the sky. These women exist, these people exist, and they need to see themselves, and they need to know that they're not alone and that people do see them.
Does it make you mad when people tell Tyler Perry to stop showing those women on camera?
I think that's their own traumas triggered because in the community, Black community, we don't deal with it. You know what I mean? So if you're forced to look at it often, you will be triggered. So the first thing you're going to want to say is, I don't want to see it. But there are people out there that need to see it. He's forcing real conversations in the community. That's why I'll never stop working with him.
So for a person that does the work on themselves the way you do, when you got to go on a intense emotional journey for a 4-day shoot, what is your approach to that? Like, how do you prepare for like those inevitable triggers?
I have trained, I think out of necessity, I've trained my instrument. My body is my instrument, just like, you know, a musician has a guitar. They know how to hit the notes. I have an on and off switch. And I think that's because I was a mother very young. And when I would work and come home, I didn't have time to process and deal with the character that I portrayed because now it's homework. He got to eat. I got a science fair project. You know what I mean? Wow. Okay. So I had to turn it off. So I'm just I literally, you ask anybody that I've worked with, I could be in the middle of a scene bawling my eyes out and they'll yell cut and I'll be like, where the fried chicken? You know what I mean? Or I have these games that I play on my iPad because I have to separate myself from the character. I cannot stay, again, that is that character's trauma. I can't take that on. Right. I just can't because I have my own shit to deal with. So literally when they yell cut, I'm back to Taraji, just like that.
Is it easier to shoot a 4-day movie? Because y'all did this movie in 4 days, right? Or is it more difficult because you got to do everything in those 4 days?
It's taxing, but I like it. Especially when the subject matter is so heavy because I don't have to stay in it long. Like you know, that fourth day I was like, oh my God, I gotta go do this again. You know what I mean? Because it's not comfortable. Showing a character's trauma and pain is like showing you some of my trauma and pain. And it's healing, but having to open up those wounds, it's not comfortable. It's not comfortable to be in that. But it is healing.
There's a visual reference in the movie. I think what I call it is a visual reference to Annie Lee's Blue Monday.
Yes,
painting.
that's exactly it.
Okay, so I'm not crazy.
No.
Okay, so even visually showing things like that in a film and it being like, that's like, that image is so iconic, and you're speaking without speaking when that scene happens. When you're looking at a script, is that something that's already there when you and Tyler Perry are discussing
Tyler
going
Perry
in, or?
came up with that all on his own.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you nailed it.
Oh, I know the painting too.
Yeah.
And I've had Blue Mondays, you know, where I just felt like, shit, I don't want to do it today. I think we all understand that. That's why that painting hits, especially for Black women.
How did your advocacy for mental wellness inform your portrayal of Janaya's psychological?
Understanding her breaking point and understanding what it is to just be going through the motions. Barely hanging on by a thread. Like, I get that. I understand what that looks like. That's why at the end, when they go back, you like, oh, you can see exactly when she snaps.
Yep. It's crazy. I ain't trying to it is crazy when it happened. Somebody in the movie said it's more expensive to be poor.
Oh my God.
Can you elaborate on
Okay,
that?
so prime example. Tyler said when he was homeless, he called his mother and was like, can you send me $20? She said, you need to bring your Black ass home because it's going to cost me $15 just to send you $20.
Damn.
And I don't think people really understand that.
I wanted to know, without giving too much away, what's the message in Straw that you hope sticks with people after the credits roll? So there was women unity. There was so much about it. What's that one message that you want people to get and understand?
That we should move with grace at all times because you never know what somebody's going through. Never judge a book by its cover because you never know what battles a person are fighting. You just don't. And really see people. Really don't just throw, how you doing? And, you know, really wait for a response and really ask the question to want to know. You know, connect with people, say hi, how are you? You know, and really mean it because that could save a human's life. Just that human interaction, especially for people who feel unseen.
Right.
I wonder when Tyler even was casting you for that role, did he even know what you had went through? Because if I write a role about somebody getting to their breaking point, knowing somebody already had got one, it feels kind of...
Tyler and I are friends
Okay.
first, and so we talk all the time about personal things, and so he knows a lot about me. But he said when he started writing, he just he was going through his own thing, and he had to get it out and on the page. And then he said as he was writing, he saw me. And he'll bring me a lot of projects. And I'll be like, you know what, Tyler, I don't think this is for me. I think this is somebody else's blessing, you know? And then he'll just keep writing. And when he got Straw, he said, he hit me. He said, I got one for you. And he sent it to me and I read it. I said, this is it. This is the one. So that's kind of how we operate.
How do you not fight somebody over Tyler?
How do I not?
How do you not fight? Because they attack Tyler
Tyler
a
got
lot.
security?
No, I mean, not like that.
I
Not
think
like
it's
that.
personally,
But
like, as a
online,
friend.
because he does so much for people and he's so good to, especially our community. And I think a lot of times people don't see that. And even people that he doesn't know, he helps so much. He talks to, he guides, he mentors. And you guys are so close. How do you not just say, you know what, sometimes I got to black out on
because
somebody?
his action speaks louder than the haters. Because this man owns a studio. What you got? Every raise that I've gotten and whenever I'm treated the best in this industry, it's always by him. Every raise that I've gotten has come from a Black man, Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
He doubled my quote in Straw. 4 days of work.
Which is so important for when you go on to that next.
He understands
Yes.
that. That man has helped. He does so much
For so
that
many.
we don't even know because he's
That's
not
right.
even talking about it.
Yeah. You filmed 2 movies at the same time, Fight Night and Straw, right? Did you find the 2 characters bleeding into each other, or is
Not
it?
at all.
Yeah.
Totally different. He was the first director to challenge me in that way because I was in the throes of Empire when he called with Acrimony. And I was like, Tyler, I don't know. I was being a thespian. I don't know if I can get into this character. He was like, girl, with your instrument, you can do it. He was like, you going to come down here, we going to shoot it in 5. I was like, 5 days? He said, you can do it. If anybody can do it, Taraji, you can do it. And he challenged me. He knows I love a good challenge. Yeah. I lean into roles that scare the shit out of me because I have to grow in some way or change or be transcended or something, and that's what I want from my audience. And if I'm not doing it as the artist, then how is the audience going to transform? So I lean into challenges, and he knows that about me because he's a Virgo as well. And so now I'm a pro at it because of Tyler. Yeah. So when he called this time, I didn't even think about it. I was like, great, 4 days in and out. Okay, let's go.
You think the industry is finally catching up to your range? Are you still underestimated in certain rooms? Just as an actress.
No, I think they get it. I think I'm at a really particular point in a special place in my career where I've done so much that I can't just do anything anymore. Because y'all will be like, why she do that? You know what I mean? And so, it's just looking for that right material, and it doesn't come like that. So that my fans are frustrated because I'll post a pretty picture and they're like, that's cute. When your next movie coming out? Right. It's like I have to be very particular about what I'm choosing now. And some of this stuff doesn't exist and I have to create it. And so that takes a little longer.
What age were you when you did Empire?
That was 10 years. It was I was 45. It was 2015.
The reason why I asked you that is because I saw your interview where you talked about you were overseas and how people received you overseas, and you realized then how big like us overseas were, and like that whole thing. And I'm wondering right now in your career, you just said you can't do anything, and you get into these different levels so early in your career, even though you've been our Taraji forever. What are new experiences that you're having just in your celebrity life at where you are right now in your career that we might have thought that you've already experienced before?
I don't know. I guess for me, it's always because people always go, do you not know who you are? Like I still like to go to the grocery store and buy my own damn produce.
Yeah.
Like by Empire, you were iconic to us already.
Okay, thank you. But after so many years of being told by the industry, oh, no one knows you overseas, and then I get overseas and they're like, Taraji, please, picture. That still throws me. I just came back from Cannes, and it's the age range for me. It's like the grandma all the way down, sometimes to the great-grandchildren. And I'm leaving Cannes, and I forget, I'm overseas. I'm like, don't nobody know me. And all of a sudden, I get crowded by a group of people, and then over in the corner I see these young boys, and it's like a soccer team or something, and they're standing there with their camera, and I just,
hey, Miss Henson.
I don't even think they spoke fluent English, but they knew exactly who I was, because one of them said, that's Taraji. And I was like, babies, come on. And they all gathered. I'm like maybe 10. But that always throws me when the babies know who I am. I'm just like, dang, I'm still relevant.
Well, round of applause for Taraji being 54 years old. Why would you ever want a young girl when black women age like that?
And I hope you didn't mind me asking your age. I hope you didn't mind me asking you that. The only reason I asked that is because
I tell people my age. Because I hate that we feel ashamed of age, and when men can have beer bellies, balding, sorry.
Oh no, he's not balding. It's bald.
I gave up a long time ago.
Put your head down. We can kind of see where the hairline used to be.
I got a haircut yesterday.
But you understand what I mean? And then they can have a young thing on their arm, and we let that pass, and we have to be ashamed of our age. No, I'm not doing it.
At one point, you were flirting with leaving Hollywood. You said you were tired with the bullshit, the low balling.
That's before I went to Bali.
The second time or the first time?
The first time.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember I had gotten to a bitter place, but see, that's what happens when you give so much power over to humans. See, I know God chose me. I'm called, chosen, and covered. So when you know that, everything's not going to be easy. I had to get back to that. That's what got me to Hollywood, was $700 in my pocket and my toddler, because I knew I had a calling, and I just stirred away from that. But I'm back.
You feel appreciated more?
I do. I don't look, it's like, it's interesting because you go, I didn't get nominated for this award. Again, did you see the powerful talk that Denzel did about how he got bitter?
Yep.
I mean, that was me. That was me. And it particularly happened after Hidden Figures. I was like, what do I have to do? Like, you know, y'all didn't see the range there?
Yeah.
I'm still playing cookie, and then I gave you a rocket scientist. Like, what? And that hurt a little bit. But again, it hurt because of the power I placed in man's hand. But if you step back from that and take that power back, look how many black girls are coding now. Not even black girls, young kids, period. Yeah. Like, so that's what I always wanted, and that's what I asked God. I said, I want longevity, and I want the work that's going to affect lives in a positive way. I want the work that people are going to study long after I'm gone, like I did the greats that came before me, you know. And when you ask that's specific. It may not be the awards, you know. I figure if I keep working, that shit'll come. But what's rewarding to me are when fans come up to me and go, babe, whatever it touched me. It made me change the way I, you know, think about things. Like, that's rewarding to me.
Well, you know, it's funny because
we were talking about yesterday.
We was on the phone yesterday, and she was just saying how much of a fan of you she is. I mean, Jess as well, right? But I'm just like, there's nothing wrong with expressing that. Share that with her, because you just existing provides that inspiration.
Absolutely.
And then she shamed me because I was like, you damn right. I saw Taraji in the theaters for Baby Boy, and she was like, you saw Baby Boy in theaters?
She made you feel old and depressed.
I've never thought about Baby Boy in a movie theater.
Yeah.
I always thought about it on BET,
Which is
right?
crazy.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I never thought of how old are you? Are you even legal?
32.
Child.
33?
She said, oh, you
But
legal.
Lee is older than my son.
But I don't know just how you feel, but I feel like wanting to be in entertainment, be in television, like you think of you because you're able to be. It always seemed like you've been able to be yourself. So when I know for myself, when I heard you talk about that before that first Bali trip, not feeling like enough, I'm like, wait, what? Like, she's been this is how you can be the girl from where you from, around the way, whatever you want to call it. But like, you're in Hollywood and you're graceful and you're beautiful and your career impacts. So I'm glad you're out of that, because I was like, what? This is the Taraji P. Henson. Like,
it was actual burnout because of the work. People go, you work a lot. I too, because the math ain't math and the zeros ain't adding up, you know. And so because you see somebody working a lot of times when it's us, it's because that one job is not going to cover you for the year. I wish I could just do 2 films and be like, I mean, I'm kind of to that point now. You know what I mean? But there are actors out there that just one job a year, because that's how they get paid. And I don't think people really understand the breakdown of the math. You know, 50 Cent, if somebody goes, they made $10 million, right? You got to remember Uncle Sam is coming to take half of that off the top.
right.
And then you have to pay your 30 or 40%, whatever you're paying your team off your gross. So you're not taking home $10 million. I know it sounds amazing, but you're not taking it home. Somebody gets paid $1 million for a film, they not seeing that $1 million in their bank account. Do the math. You know, so that's why. So I think a lot of it was burnout and frustration, because once I lifted my head and was like, why do I have to work so much? You know, I just got burned out. I became bitter.
You know, a lot of people thought you were kicking Thailand Oprah's back in during The Color Purple.
Oh my God, why would they think that?
I guess because they were the producers of the film, and they thought that when you were complaining about the pay,
they have bosses, right?
That's what I was saying.
Thank you. And when have you ever seen me drag another woman, particularly a black woman? Ever. I'm 10 toes down for us. Never. And then the fact that blogs, and I think it was just a campaign so that this black movie wouldn't do well, right? Because to stay, I even saw some bits about it was my fault that the film didn't do well.
Oh yeah, I saw that as well.
What? How?
They tried to say that because of the conversation you raised about the money and things that weren't right, it pivoted the focus to people aren't going to go see the film. They care more about what is Taraji saying, is it true or not?
That's total BS, right?
No, I know it is, but I'm just telling you what the conversation, what you're referring to, or telling Jess what the conversation.
And me and Oprah, I have such a love and a fondness for her. She just texted texted me the other day, commending me on a job well done in Straw. So that was all fictitious. Like, and to draw a wedge between us. But see, I'm not gonna let you do that because I went to her defense right away. Y'all not gonna do that to this woman. All of this, what she does. I mean, like, stop it. Stop that. It's disrespectful.
Even with Tyler, Tyler's the person that pays you the most.
What? Yeah. I'm never gonna not work with Tyler. That just is. That's insane to me. I enjoy working with him. I really, really do. We have fun on that set. I love that he challenges me. I understand. I'm never gonna turn my back on us. You know, people that go to the Tyler Perry films, there's a huge population of us. Right. Like, so for me to say I'm not gonna do a Tyler, but that's me turning my back on us. I would never.
Speaking of Black women in relationships, your character in Straw, Janiyah, during her like worst moment, Black women in the movie still like get around her and huddle around her, even almost like forcibly, but like not really because they identify with her.
Absolutely.
What is, not even the importance, but like when people watch those moments throughout the movie, what do you want them to take from that?
That we need each other, and we're more powerful when we support each other. I'm a huge, you know how I am with the sister girls, and I told this to the Spelman lady graduating class of 2025. The last thing I said to them was like, ladies, like we are more powerful in numbers. We need to support each other. Do not air your grievances with another sister in public. You got a problem with her, pull it to the side. That's between you and her to fix. That is not for the public to weigh in with their shallow opinions. I said, as Black women, we take too many bullets from society. Why would I be another obstacle for another sister to get over? I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah. My bad, Loren. I love you, y'all.
My
bad.
we here now. We here now. We had a moment earlier today. I needed to depend on her. How we've had,
I'm glad. That's beautiful and that's growth. And more of that, but it breaks my heart when I see sisters go at it in public. It does something to me because we have enough to overcome. Why should it be another sister? Like, we got the same struggle.
Yeah.
So the dynamic between you and Sherry Shepherd and Tiana Taylor in the movie, that's the enhanced, like the exploration of sisterhood and solidarity? Is that
absolutely? Tyler wrote that. And he doesn't do anything by mistake. Like, he's a Virgo. He's very calculated.
Because I was wondering if that dynamic, was that something you brought in?
It was already there.
Wow.
It's already there. He wrote it like that. See, because, Detective Raymond, who Tiana plays so effortlessly, that girl, let me just say this about Tiana. She coming for everything, y'all.
She is.
She's coming for everybody and everybody's necks and everything. What I love about her, I mean, she just leaves nothing on the table. She checks every box. She's just incredible. Have you seen the snippet for her new video coming?
Yes.
No,
the movie,
I haven't seen
the
it
mini
yet.
movie that she
directed?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm saying in front of the camera, behind the camera.
Well, she does
up with the aunties.
every
talent.
gift that God gave her, she is using.
An amazing person too.
I mean, sweetheart, I love her. Anyway, when she starts hearing my character Janiyah's story, she totally identifies because she's a single mother. So that touches her right. She's like, whoa, wait a minute. And see, for us, have you ever seen that that series called, is it The Sinner? It's called The Sinner. And it's about people who do these crimes, and there's this gentleman who's a detective, and he goes to the why. There's always a why. And when you understand the why, then you're able to show compassion and give some grace. Because people just don't do stuff just because they're pushed to a point. I'm not excusing. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not excusing the deed that has been done, but if we can just understand why, the why. And that's why I'm always playing the why of my characters, because I want the audience to feel for the person. If I didn't play the why of Cookie, she could have been just another sassy, smart mouth Black woman. No one would have cared. But because I got to her why, everybody in the world could identify with her.
Yep. That's right. There was so many layers to Cookie too.
Do you think that the layers that we see in Janiyah and Straw, and her having to learn to be like, actually admit that she's not okay and not just covering things up, and you talk about your personal life not being a life of the party anymore and being okay with that, Do you think that's something that after watching this movie people can take on easily, or like what do you think people's journey to get to that point will be after watching this movie?
Everybody's journey is different. Some people find it hard to, very difficult to deal with trauma because it's not easy going through therapy. You got to deal with the ugly shit first before you get. There is no way to get over a storm or under a storm. You got to go through it before you can see the sun. But the sun always shines. But you have to go through it. And that therapy journey is not for the weak. And some people, unfortunately, spend a lifetime just dodging it. And it's unfortunate because your life can be so much better if you could just heal. Because you find yourself, almost like a gerbil in a wheel if you're not. Because the same shit that you think you running from, you're going to, wherever you go, there you are.
It's gonna
and
catch
all
you.
your problems.
That's right. You can't run from yourself.
You cannot.
You're not drinking, or decision to not drink anymore? How did that?
I do have my wine brand. And I love my 7 daughters, but I do take breaks. For 5 months, I had stopped drinking because I felt like I needed clarity. I needed to get rid of some negative energy that was in my life that I couldn't see. Because, and not to say that I have a drinking problem or anything like that. I just think like you fast sometimes because you need to reset your system.
Yeah.
I did this sobriety for like 5 months. And then, when I have to promote my wine, and I do really like my 7 daughters, but it's it's low in calories and it doesn't get you like plastered. Okay. Like, you know what I mean? I can sip it by the pool and still function,
Gotcha.
But I do have moments where I fast from that as well. Because I just think it's great for my mental because I'm present.
I was going to ask what presence did it bring before you in preparing for this role?
Oh my goodness, I was able to get up in the morning. And another thing I find when I don't drink is that I can work out. You know what I mean? Like, that's one vice that I pick up. And I go hard with, I'm sure you've seen some of my videos that I'm pouring into myself because I'm present. I'm not numbing out.
What's one quiet decision, Taraji, you made that had the biggest impact on your career but never made headlines?
The biggest, say that again?
What's one quiet decision you made that had the biggest impact on your career but never made headlines?
Quiet decision. I mean, it seems like everything I do makes headlines because I thought me going to Bali was gonna be quiet, and we're still talking about it. I think I talk about everything. I don't think, because I feel like if you have a story to tell it. I tried to keep my breakup quiet, but that's a good one. I might have to call you back on that one.
I might have to call you back.
Well, this is not even a question, but in watching Straw, I got John Q vibes. Oh my gosh.
Well, the difference with John Q is that he was very conscious in what he was doing. He was trying to save his son, and he was like, I ain't got no money. The insurance is not paying, so I'm gonna stick y'all up.
Yeah. But it was like the emotion.
What you would do, what links you would go through. You're a new mom for your kid. Yeah. It hits you in a new way, doesn't it, when you become a mother? And it's real. Like, it's not about you anymore once you become a parent. Yeah. You have this whole existence and being and human that you are responsible for. And if you are a responsible person, that's a very serious job for you. Like, before you were probably like, I'm a public figure. Now it's like, I'm a mom first. So it's different. Life is different when you have that kind of responsibility. Right. And you'll do anything for your child. That's right. And you and the hurt that they feel, you feel it 10 times more because you feel like it's my job to protect this child. And so when they're bullied, you ready to go to war because it's like, no, how dare you? That's right. And
Janiyah snapped, but she kept going. Didn't even realize.
She didn't know. She had no idea she was operating outside of herself.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot. We know a lot of things you do are super intentional because, like you said, you're a Virgo. So, what's the most strategic thing you've ever done that people mistook as emotional?
Probably talking about the pay inequity because I have crying about money. Well, I tell you what, bitch. If you want to eat, you better speak the fuck up. Okay?
Right.
The squeaky wheel gets fixed, right? Closed mouths don't get fed, right? And I'm going to tell you who's not complaining about that money anymore.
I know that's right.
Talk that talk.
Because after that, Hollywood started coming correct.
Man, listen, they have to.
Yeah.
Do you want to hit my mouth again?
Well,
I demanded that respect.
This is my last question. Are you happy?
I'm so happy. I can't explain. People go, "You're glowing." Yes, because I am not dealing with nobody's unhealed child. I am at peace. The peace that I have been fighting for, I have it. And it has nothing to do with anybody. No other human. It's all in me.
There you go.
I love you.
I love you.
Do you even tell the unhealed people anything anymore?
No, because sometimes they ain't ready to hear it.
I will say I hope you heal. I do say that. I
Because sometimes they take that as
Yeah, they
that
do.
they're offended by what you mean. I mean. It's like, all right, babe.
Now she hope I heal.
Right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's for you to discover, sweetie.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
you.
Straw is out this Friday. Netflix. Definitely check it out.
And wait till you see what we do for you in this building. You'll see.
Is it a bust?
What does that mean?
Yes, it is.
A bust, like
Yes,
a
it is,
sculpture.
actually. Yes, it is.
Is it?
Yes.
Don't put no badass wig on it like that.
Oh my God.
It is. But since yes, it will be a bust.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Where? In the
think
center
in the
of
hall-
this table?
or in
Don't
the
put
hall,
me
'cause
in the hall?
Because people will see it whenever they walk by. So,
okay.
so you have to go by Angie's studio and come in here.
Please,
Yeah.
can it look like me? Don't like.
Yes, you'll see.
Oh, you ever
Okay.
seen Dwayne Wade's Dwayne Wade statue that don't
No.
Please don't do that
No,
to
the
me.
one that
Don't
the
even
Jada
bring
kiss.
that up.
That's the one.
Don't even
Okay.
bring that up.
Yeah, because that. Okay, never mind.
And I meant thank you for your career.
Thank
Not
you.
ending the interview. Yeah, I thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you for you.
Yeah.
Not
That's
just your career,
Yeah.
you the person that you are, because your career has given you the platform to be out here being the mental health advocate that you are. And I think that work is going to outlive probably anything you do in the
I
acting
hope
world.
so. Yeah, that to me feels like probably why God set me up to be a public figure to get to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so grateful. Thank you so much, guys. This was beautiful.
Taraji P.
Absolutely.
Henson, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
In the morning.
The Breakfast Club.